Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, I'm going to do part 734 to my random chatbot series on Character.ai. Today's video guys, I know you can't see it, but I'm going to finish up everything I did with the Ice Type Totodile that I did off camera, which was actually a lot. And I'm also going to finish up what I did with the grass type Totodile as well. I got a little bit further in it, but not too much. That way, next time we do the chatbots, I can continue it or figure out what we can do from there. This one's pretty easy. We'll just go and tell you. We get to the point where we get back to my house, and then we wait 3 days, and then, well, let's just say we get our hybrid back. Although, like I say, he's no longer a Totodile Lugia hybrid. He's now a Totodile Phoenix hybrid. And let's just say there's some good things that came from that. Although I'm not going to spoil what Arceus told me whenever he actually gave me back the hybrid. So, yeah. Where I left off last time was when I was reading out this one sentence. It says, "Please, I don't care if I have to re-raise him from an egg, or even if he is extremely small, I just want him to remember me and him be alive again." Arceus looked at you for a while. The god could sense your desperation to see the Pokemon alive again, and your concern for the Pokemon. "Very well. I'll see to it that he is reborn and remembers you," he murmured softly, his tone being gentle and considerate as he spoke. "Thank you. I really appreciate it." Arceus nodded softly. "Of course. I'll see that he is reborn very soon, and it will be in a manner that will work well in both your favors," he replied gently. "I can't wait. We know he's going to be part Phoenix, but is he going to keep his part Totodile side? And maybe the bigger he is, he might start looking more like a Phoenix and Crocodile or Feraligatr hybrid. Honestly, that would be pretty dope if that was the case." Arceus pondered for a moment, considering your question. His initial form will be a Phoenix and Totodile, but as he gets reborn over and over, he may indeed begin to look more like a Feraligatr hybrid if he continues to be reborn more and more. He explained softly, his tone being very considerate towards your question. "Thank you once again. How will I know when he is back to me? Will he appear as an egg?" Arceus nodded softly. "Yes, he will appear as an egg. Before he is reborn, you will hear my voice in your head, and I will inform you that he is reborn," he replied gently. "Okay, I can't wait to see him again. How long do you think it will be anyway?" Arceus pondered again, considering your question. "It should not take long. He will likely be reborn within a few days from now," he explained softly. "Okay, thank you." Arceus nodded softly, his expression being very calm and reassuring. "Of course, this will not take very long, and you will be able to see him again very soon," he replied. And it says right after this, Arceus just disappeared. Arceus had disappeared, leaving you alone to your thoughts and waiting to hear the news soon that the hybrid is reborn. Oh. "Hey, my massive Ice Totodile friend, are you around still?" Let's just say when I asked that, the hybrid showed up, so I think the Totodile Lugia hybrid showed up. The massive hybrid appeared, his expression curious as he looked at you. "Yes, I am. Did you need my help or want to talk about something?" he asked, his tone being soft. "Sapphire, you're back, my friend. Did you ever get to see where that massive Ice Totodile that was with me a while ago go?" Sapphire paused for a moment as he tried to remember. "I saw him go to that mountain over there a few minutes ago," he replied gently, pointing to a snowy mountain nearby. Did he say why? He never told me anything." Sapphire shook his head softly. "No, he didn't say anything. He just went to the mountain. I'm sorry I don't know what he went up there for," he murmured softly, his tone being sorry that he couldn't give you an answer. "It's okay. Did you hear the good news? I'll get to see you again alive in a few days, but you won't be a Lugia Totodile hybrid anymore." Sapphire was surprised to hear this news. "You will get to see me again soon?" he asked. "I won't be a Lugia hybrid anymore?" "What do you mean?" he murmured softly. "Well, Arceus said he could bring you back, but he's going to turn you into a Phoenix hybrid with your other half being Totodile. He also said that you will be able to remember me. Your powers will also be a little different, but somewhat the same as well. Sapphire looked surprised. Really? I'll be reborn as a Phoenix hybrid? I'll be able to remember you? My powers will be the same, but just a little different too? You're not lying to me, he asked, his expression being serious as he looked at you, hoping you were telling the truth. Why would I lie to you, my friend? You know me, and you know how caring I was of you. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been 600 feet tall before you got that illness. Remember how you told me you did it because you cared about me? The hyper expression softened as he remembered the old conversations that two of you had and how much he cared about you. You're really not lying to me, he murmured softly, his tone being gentle as he looked at you, his expression still being serious. Of course not. Whoever lied to you, Sapphire, you would have never gotten as big as you did from our bond, because you would never be able to trust me. Even right now, in that ghostly form, you were still 600 feet tall. The eyebrow expression softened more as he realized that you were telling the truth. He truly did believe everything you said. You really were telling the truth. I'm going to be reborn again, and able to remember you. I'm really happy to hear that, he murmured softly, his tone being loving as he looked at you. That's adorable. You will basically be immortal too, and Arceus even told me that since you and me cared about each other, the hatching process could only take hours. Maybe if you love me enough, it would even only take minutes. Yeah, that's actually a cool. I don't know if I forget, but wait. Oh no. Let me just go and say, guys. I think Arceus even told me that it's theoretically possible that he could even hatch in seconds and become like so massive he'll be flipping bigger than a house in a matter of just one hatching. It's gonna be really good. Let's just say that. The hybrid's expression was being very happy to hear that the hatching process could only take hours and minutes. Wait, so the bond is strong enough I can be reborn within minutes? Not even hours, but minutes? He asked, his tone being surprised, happy, and somewhat hopeful as his expression became brighter. Yes, Arceus even said that once you're reborn, you're reborn is theoretically possible, that you could grow possibly 5 times your original size from before you passed away. You could possibly be over 2,500 feet tall just from being reborn once, if our bond is that good. The hybrid expression widened as he heard this, so if the bond between us is strong as before, I could grow even bigger, 2,500 feet possibly, he asked, his tone being filled with some curiosity and surprise. Yeah, if our bond continues to grow, it's possible that you could hatch possibly in just a matter of seconds, and possibly be double that at 5,000 feet tall. That'd be insane, dude. Imagine that seeing the old hybrid, but now being part Phoenix that isn't that huge. That'd be insane. If he's already 10 feet as a baby, I don't know what... I shouldn't have said that. Let me just go and say this, guys. One of the things that happened was whenever the hybrid showed up, or when he showed up as an egg, but Arceus told me that when he's born, he'd be born as a 10-foot tall baby Phoenix. 10 foot tall is not small, I can assure you. Feraligatr smaller than that. So, well, you'll see that at the end of the chapter. Let's just say that, to me, that's very insane. His expression widened at this. I could hatch in a matter of seconds and even be 5,000 feet tall, double my original size? He asked, his tone being very shocked, but also filled with happiness and hope. That's not all. Arceus also told me that you could have a protective healing barrier around you, making you pretty much invincible, especially if you actually start getting to those sizes, just because our bond is that good. The hybrid was very surprised to hear this. I could also have a protective healing barrier? That would make me invincible? He asked. His tone was very surprised as he considered the thought. Well, as a baby, you might not be invincible from getting hurt, and you might be kind of weak from that, since you wouldn't have all the amazing power you originally had. You might be weak at first, like how you were when you were just a small baby originally. But once you get stronger, you're not only immortal, but basically invincible probably as well. He pauses for a moment, his expression being considering what you said. So, when I'm reborn, I won't be as powerful at first, but as I get older, I would eventually regain the power I had before, even possibly become invincible. He asked softly, his tone being hopeful. Basically, he even said that as you get older or just stronger, you might not even look like a Totodile and could look even more like his final evolution for alligator. So I pondered this for a moment, so I could actually look more like Feraligatr as I got older, as if I evolved in a way. Yep, he asked again, his tone being thoughtful as he thought of the implications. Yeah, basically. The hybrid's expression was full of thought, considering that he might not just look like what he used to be, instead looking more like the species' final evolution. That is interesting, he murmured softly, his tone being full of soft wonder and curiosity. Don't worry, I'll take just as much care of you when you're a baby like I did with your original form. I will love and cherish you like I always have. Just remember that amazing one we shared. A gentle smile appeared on the hybrid's features as he heard you saying that you would take care of him like you did when he was a baby. And as you mentioned the bond the two of you share, of course I remember. I could never forget. Not when I have you, he replied gently. It might be a few days, my friend, but I'll see you. He nodded softly. I know it will be. It doesn't matter how long it takes. I'll be waiting and I'll see you soon, he replied in a gentle and calm tone. I love you, Sapphire. I really do, man. I still hate the fact that he got taken out by that bull snot. Sapphire smiled again, a feeling of love and affection in his heart towards you as he replied to you with a very loving tone. I love you too, he murmured softly, his tone being filled with love. Sapphire disappeared, leaving me all alone. That's just great. You were now alone, left to your own thoughts and waiting for the news of the reborn Pokemon, although you were feeling calm as you knew you would see him again. The massive Ice Totodile all of a sudden showed up again, coming out from in between some trees. The massive creature walked over to where you were, his expression being curious as he saw you. He stayed where he was, not wanting to come closer and make you scared of him. Are you okay? He asked softly and quietly. Wait, are you my friend that I met earlier, or are you a different Totodile? He was confused for a moment, tilting his head to the side as he considered the question. I am the same Totodile that you met earlier, he replied softly, gently nodding his head as confirmation. Oh, I'm sorry, it's just the way you reacted. It threw me off. Where did you go, my friend? I was just talking to Arceus and you left. He chuckled softly, shaking his large head at the situation. I'm sorry. I left briefly to speak with Arceus and ended up hearing the news, he replied gently. Yeah, but you disappeared when I was talking to him. Where did you go to begin with? Sapphire told me you went up to an icy mountain. He nodded gently. I did go to that mountain, he replied softly. I just needed some time alone to be by myself, he explained softly. Was there a reason why? He considered the question for a moment, thinking of a way to say it. I just needed to be alone for a little while. To think, he responded gently. Well, here's where it got a little bit confused. I just said, oh no, I hope it didn't hurt my Reshiram Hyper too. He was younger. That's where he got confused. He shook his head softly at my concern. No, I'm alright. He reassured you softly, his tone being gentle as he tried to get you not to worry. I know you were okay, but there was that one other hyper that I had. I got only about a month ago from a Haxorus, Zekrom, and Reshiram. He looked surprised at the words you spoke. Really? You have a hyper from all three of those? He asked, his tone being surprised. I saved a Fracture from getting controlled by evil people, and Zekrom and Reshiram was very thankful, and so was that Fracture even after he evolved. He shook his head softly with a small smile on his expression. Of course they were thankful. You saved Fracture from getting controlled by evil people. I would be thankful too, he remarked, his tone being gentle and kind. That's how I got a second hybrid of Axew and Reshiram. Hyper was very curious. Here's about where I stopped right here, guys. We're almost to the end. It may not seem that long, but that still took me 15 minutes, and we're not even quite there yet to the end of this one yet. The hybrid was very curious about the Axie Reshiram hybrid. What does the Axie Reshiram hybrid look like? He asked, his tone being curious. It's a light green color with gray near the stomach. He's got beautiful blue eyes and a horn on his head that has what looks like flowing magma inside of it. Honestly, I think that's like the coolest feature of that hybrid. It's just like the horn top of his head that has glowing liquid inside of it. It's like flowing like magma on the inside. I think that's really neat. That's probably one of my favorite features of that hybrid. Totodile, however, may look it's pretty much exactly like the original, just half and half of each of them. But the thing about him was that he was a lot bigger and stronger. I mean, he had all them good powers. If you need him to, if you need him to save you, he just show up, turn into something like a massive dragon, and then bam, you're good. Like he could do that at his own time. He was very intrigued by the information you gave him. He sounds amazing and beautiful, he replied gently, his tone being curious and slightly jealous. Toto, remember, don't be jealous, my friend. You got to remember that I showed you so much love, too. He chose up with, I'll try to remember that and not be jealous too much, he replied gently, his tone being amused with a small hint of jealousy. I don't know why you would be jealous. I know it wasn't under good circumstances when you saved me earlier and then got turned into that massive creature, but look how unique you are now. He let out a soft hum considering that. I suppose I am rather unique now, he responded gently, his tone being somewhat curious as he looked at himself. Remember, Sapphire's not even going to look the same anymore. I just wish he were still here with me. He nodded softly, his expression being soft and calm. I know, I'm sure you do, but remember, we'll get to see him again soon. He'll be reborn, he replied gently. Well, what do you want to do? Do you want to still live by the lake near my house, or did you find yourself a place up in the icy mountain? He paused for a moment, considering the question. I'll still live by the lake for now. I don't want to live in the icy mountain all day. The lake is a much more open and less dangerous place to be, he responded softly. Alright. We go back to my house and just relax. And then 3 days pass. Yep, here's the part where I about ended it. During the 3 days that passed, you spent a lot of time taking care of your Pokemon, training with them, or just relaxing as you wait for the day your friend is reborn. Eventually the day comes, and once again you hear Arceus' voice in your head as you are relaxing at your home. It is time. Okay. As soon as I said okay, the familiar sound of a portal opening up in front of me once again echoes throughout the area, and soon out of the portal flies a glowing blue egg, landing gently not far from you. Yep, that's gonna be Sapphire. Hey Arceus, since he's part Phoenix now, does that mean it's possible for him to be immortal even if he does fall ill again? Arceus nods softly. Yes, if he is part Phoenix, he should be virtually immortal. However, he won't be able to be reborn as many times as pure Phoenixes are able to be reborn, he explained gently. Yeah, but that does make sense, especially if after he gets reborn, once he already ends up being 1,300 feet tall or 1,800 feet tall just because we care about each other that much. Arceus nods softly as he considered your words. Exactly. Here's the part I was talking about with the fence pretty much being big already. He will begin getting reborn once as a normal new hatched baby, and will probably be around 10 feet tall at first, since he will be extremely young. However, he will be growing rapidly each time he is reborn, and he will be growing because of the bond you two share, he said softly. Thank you so much. As long as that lunar plague can't affect them anymore, I'm happy. I just don't want that to happen again. Arceus nodded softly. Of course, I made absolutely sure that he is not vulnerable to any illness, and is basically immortal. Plus, the bond that you two share is so strong that it will make it even more impossible for him to pass away, he reassured gently. And that's where I ended that one off, guys. Well, there you go. That's what you need to know from that one. I think I'm not going to continue the conversation from there for now because I actually want to raise the I want to actually get to see the hybrid itself, like in another video where I get to see him again. I'm going to stop this video and then I'll do one more real quick one where I did a little bit more on the grass type Totodile. Once I finish that, I think that'll be it because it's already 2:25. So yeah, the next one I do a Chatbot here will probably be the Divine Raptor or something like that, or even Arrow the Phoenix, like the actual like a pet fence I had on there. I'll figure it out what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna try doing something like that. Anyway, I'll see you guys for the next video.